It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Titans and the Dolphins under the lights on Monday night.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Oh, that's sweet.
What an effort. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Miami. So a heck of a start to this one. We haven't even gotten settled in already in the end zone on the opening kickoff.
And you know what happens, too? Now you got to translate what that means, because I think for the team to just score, their defense, I think they'll be more aggressive now. They'll be bolder. They're playing with a lead and an early one and some momentum. So if you're the offensive coordinator on the other side of the field, you'd better be prepared for some heavy pressure coming your way. They're going to try and get another big score and a big one early.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. 7-0 is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Titans ready to go on offense for the first time, and it's Will Levis, the 25-year-old at quarterback, in his second season out of Kentucky.
And last year's rookie year, a bit of a mixed bag for the young signal caller out of Kentucky. Showed off plenty of tools, but was hurt in the preseason, and it took a little while to get going. But once he did, he showed exactly why the Titans wanted him. Toughness, leadership, and a big arm. The team rallied around him down the stretch.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's second down. The rushing numbers for Pollard last week, 21 carries, 63 yards.
They've won 2 straight games, and have done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think...
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for, no gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. The Dolphins head out, led by the NFL's leading passer in 2023, now in his 5th season, Tua Tagovailoa.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
From the gun, it's Tua. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down. And there on your screen, Charles, the key inactives guys out this week.
And there's never anything good about any injury, but if there's a silver lining to them, is that it creates opportunity for someone else on the depth chart. Will they take advantage of it with good play, or have they not prepared well, thinking they'll never get on the field, and they'll go out there and hurt their team?
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. They're going deep for Hill. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
And this will be taken at the 13. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards, and it'll be Titan football.
At their own 18-yard line.
Levis looking to throw. A quick reaction as he catches it off the tip. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down. Levis back to throw. Over the middle, he has Okonkwo. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Tennessee.
A give to Pollard running left. Shrugs him off. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. 2nd and 5. Levis sets up to throw here. He gets this one to Burks. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
16, Traylon Burks. It's a gain of 6. First down, Tennessee.
Here's Levis. That'll be complete to Okonkwo. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Well, hang on here. DeAndre Hopkins is shaken up, so we're going to have a pause for an injury. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 49-yard line. He finds his man complete. That's Phillips. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Levis to throw it. Throw to the right, caught by Okonkwo. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
And the Titans first down.
Levis to throw once more. And that, incomplete. Daylight in front if he could have held on, but he didn't. So instead, it's second down. Levis. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Back to throw, it's Levis. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go.
That's caught at the 25. And this will get them all the way inside the Tennessee 20. It's a big play there for Miami. 52 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's a toss play right to Mostert. Oh, he shifts past him and able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Mostert. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Here now, 3rd and a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
In motion goes the tight end. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins had 6 to their lead. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Now Levis. He finds his man, complete. That's Phillips. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a stoppage, and we've got Chubb shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 11 more on that one and another first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Titans.
Going to run again here with Pollard. Stays on his feet. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Working from the gun, here's Levis. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Levis out of the shotgun now. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Slot man moves right. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
He'll complete this one to Okonkwo. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. The tight end in motion right. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They'll run for it with Pollard, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created a push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane dancing away at the 35. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Tua sets up to pass it. And he'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. 3rd down and 1. They'll run for it with Achane. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Holding offense.
3rd down and 6. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back.
The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. And hang on here, we got an injured player, and that is QB Tua Tagovailoa, who's in need of some assistance. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 43-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's dumped off to Pollard. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I had no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
They'll run left with Pollard. Oh, good move. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Now we've got movement up front. I think this is going to be on the Titans. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Now back to throw. He completes it to Boyd. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield. The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 13-yard line. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Second quarter now, Titans in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Second down and 3, ball on the 7. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Touchdown! Chigakonkwo, his first touchdown on the year. And the Titans have cut it back within a score. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Holding offense.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something.
And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Play action. Here's White. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. White looks to throw. Short throw to Smith. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it'll be 4th down.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
Here's Jake Bailey now. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Titans offense had quarterback Will Levis ready to go to work once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Levis from the gun. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. Levis looking to throw. That is caught, and he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Levis back to throw. Got his man, Okonkwo. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play that time for the Titans. 52 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver or that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's Levis. He finds his man, complete. It's Phillips. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Levis sets up to throw here. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And the Titans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. In motion right here, Boyd. And now a fake there on the jet sweep as they'll give to Pollard. Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Tony Pollard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Now Folk for the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Fighting his way through contact. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Off play action, here's White. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They called the corner blitz, and Roger McCreary, he got in there and earned the sack. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Getting this quickly to Berrios. And he is going to lose yardage here. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Now White. Harold Landry, his 2nd sack of the night.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, What's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Fielded at the 43. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10. The Titans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 3. Now we've got movement up front. I think this is going to be on the Titans. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Well, they go play action. Here's Levis. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. The Folks' kick is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Goes right back to Smith again. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. White off play action. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
To throw, White. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard. It may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Off the play fake, Levis. A throw left sideline, falls incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Levis out of the gun on third down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards 2:22 on the clock.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 47. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now again, it's Levis looking to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Back to throw, it's Levis. It's complete, Burks. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Now Levis. To the right side and intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. The mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick 6.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will give him the lead here as we get on towards halftime. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Tennessee offense set to go again. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Working from the gun, here's Levis. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. His throw incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Levis now off of play action. A quick throw there is incomplete.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 38-yard line. Levis. Thomas brings it in. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through, and they have regained the lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. 1 second, all that remains. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And that's going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the Bears who pick up the victory at home. Caleb Williams, excellent in the victory as his guys moved to 3-1 after 4 games. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were winners in that ball game as they beat the visiting Washington Commanders. Kyler Murray leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, excellent in the victory as his guys moved to 3-1 after 4 games. It was a strong first half for running back Tony Pollard. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Still going. 1 man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Tennessee. And you've used the phrase with me before, pressing the kicking game. What exactly does that mean? Because they did it there.
It means focusing on it, all aspects of it, because it's the third part of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. If you press the kicking game, create an advantage, make a big play, it often leads to victory.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And that makes this a 9-point game. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
At the 39-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second
Now
and
Tua.
6.
He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 61 yards. And the Dolphins are back within a score. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is down to 2. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. He gets this one to Boyd. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line.
Play action now. Levis. And his throw's going to be incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Trying to run for it with Pollard. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And they'll run it here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. Nifty move. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Looking to pass. Tua. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. From the gun, it's Tua. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Credit the sack there to Arden Key.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night. Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. The Titans now just about ready to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And that little deke, the juke move that we saw, able to give him the 1st down yardage before he's brought down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 21-yard line.
Now they'll send Boyd in motion left. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he stopped immediately there. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Here is 3rd down and 4. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Levis back to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the 1st drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Motion man is Berrios. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Motion man is Berrios. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Oh, a pretty surprising suboptimal start to the drive there.
I like that, suboptimal, to put it nicely, right? Because you would think that with all the time they had on the sideline prior to that one, they'd come up with a little bit better play than that one. That was a disaster right from the beginning.
Caught left side, Hopkins. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Levis out of the shotgun now. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half. 2nd down, here's Mostert again. And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46. We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10, over the middle and complete to Waddle. Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Tua going to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Completion good for 14 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. And again, it's Tagovailoa. And that will be incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position could get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter.
I know we often laugh and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines, but the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead is up to 5. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Titan football here as they trail to begin the fourth quarter. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Levis. It's complete to Hopkins. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. Levis looking to throw. Going deep for Hopkins. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Eluding the pressure right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs. And when you're in a 1-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football in the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. That one goes for 8 yards.
I know this game's winding down and people are getting tired, and that's when you really want a big body guy running the football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use it more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead, usually not as fumble prone either.
No, that is so true because they are taught, take care of the ball as you surge forward, and you often see them with both hands wrapped around it when they go through the line.
Just because you've got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And his throw here is incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Third down and 10 yards to go.
Tua sets up to pass it. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up fourth down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
Back to throw, it's Levis. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Looking for Traylon Burks that time, and it's third down and 2. Option play, here's Pollard. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. 76 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
First down, Tennessee.
Now Levis. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Swinging this out for Pollard. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Levis from the gun. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Well, the Dolphins offense and Tyreek Hill set to take over once more. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
Now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Mostert. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. They need 2. Here's third down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That's going to be caught by Waddle. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 50-yard line.
From midfield, here's Tua. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
You still hold your breath a little as a defense when Tua gets out of the pocket. You're worried about him scrambling and getting a first down. But there, he made the wise call. If there's nothing downfield, just throw it away.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. The visitors' offense and running back Tony Pollard set to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. Levis now off of play action. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Pollard, he'll take it up the gut. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Levis. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 42-yard line.
From the gun, it's Tua. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
3rd and 6.
Here's Tua. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And it'll be Titan football. Tennessee offense set to go again. If you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd down and 4. Levis sets up to throw here. He finds Hopkins complete. Well, the pretty move couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 89 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
And the Titans first down.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Levis to throw it.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Well, they go play action. Here's Levis. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Levis back to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make the play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Desperation time now. Here's Levis. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. A run with Mostert up the middle. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Back to throw is Tua. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. A give to the fullback on the dive. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They hand it off to Mostert. And he is going to have a Miami 1st down, and the Dolphins are going to win the football game. Great time there to come up with his longest run of the night. We just saw it.
Leads to a lot of satisfaction because if they're able to hang on and win this game, you know what else will happen in the locker room after this?
What's that?
Head coach will step up and go, great job, guys. Because of that, come in a little bit later tomorrow.
Down to a knee goes Tua, and that should just about do it.
And with that kneel down at the end of the game, partner, they now get to 3-1. This is a good football team we saw in this game.
It is indeed getting to 2 games above 500, and I know early on, while they said they wanted to win every game, they thought they would be solid with a 3-1 start, and here they are.
Yeah, you break your schedule up almost into quarters, every 4 games, and assess 3-1. Any team would take that.
It was a pretty entertaining ball game. Charles had the lead changes going on in the 2nd half, but I think for the losing side, not able to put any points on the board in the 4th quarter, that ultimately was what really stung them.
And you know it puzzled them during the game. It's going to puzzle them even more when they go back, watch tape, and try and figure it all out. Did they not make the proper adjustments, or were they just outplayed? They'll have to figure that out and get ready for their next one.
So for the Dolphins, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.